A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the 15th KG Ladies Open. This, of course, is round two or day two of this very event, the 21st event in the KLPGA 2026 calendar. We are coming at you live from the Stunning Point Country Club. My name is Glenn Mascarenas and I'm here to take you through day two as well as to day three and in the finale. So let's get started with the activities which did start off, to be fair, in the morning hours. The dew sweepers and the dawn patrol pretty much getting their stuff done. We did miss Bungshan still for quite a while, and it's good to see her back in the fray. Here she is onto a second stroke for hole number 8. She's got a 5 under currently, 135 meters to the hole. Let's remind you that this is a 1 billion Korean won event, and well, there's lots of golfers who we're really looking at. Remember that last year it was Shin Dae-in who won this very event. Seokyu Rim is one of the favorites after having won the last 2 weekends, and she's won already 4 tournaments this season. Park Hae-jun just missing out on a birdie narrowly here. Chang Yun-soo. It's going to be her approach shot for hole number 8. Today in the morning I had to skip myself the usual Dalgona coffee, or more importantly even the cold brews, and I just went in for a double espresso. I've always said this, Korea Republic, it's always fantastic to be here for the coffee. Ryo Seung-wi will go up next. It's going to be her second shot for hole number 9. It's a par 5 for the asking. Remember, she's got a healthy score in there, 7 under to be fair. Very unique golfer to watch in action, Ryo Seung-wi. Especially her temperament, it tends to be a lot different from most of the others. Jaravi Bunchant almost does it for her. Wonderful golfer to watch in action. Won her first KLPGA event this year. A very, very focused golfer. And that was to look back. She won the E1 Charity Open on the 24th of May. It was her first ever KLPGA win. Quite fascinating. Needed a tap in, and that's exactly what she's done. Bungshan Sil. Absolutely love her cap. It's just a combination of white, yellow, and black. Ryo Seung-wi onto her approach shot now for hole 9. She's done fairly well so far. Just want to run you through the weather conditions before we can get on through anything else. 25 degrees Celsius, so it isn't really that hot. A matter of fact, there's a bit of a chill in the air, and that's due to the wind. Wind speeds of about 2 miles. Well placed by Ryo Seung-wi. Very, very good placement. So no rainfall as yet, but there is a spot of rain that is predicted. It could be a drizzle. We just hope that it's nothing that will mar the activities for the day. Liu Se-yoon, who's currently the joint leader, will attempt to finish on par here. She's on an 8 under. And that's going to, of course, see her drop down the order. She was really the queen bee yesterday. So a first bogey today, moved to tied third, so that's 7 under. Jung In Soo aiming for birdie. Will have to settle for an on par finish. Go to you goes next. It's going to be her approach shot. She's had a very interesting bit of activity around here. Will go next. And it's over to Kim Si-yoon. Kim Si-yoon goes on to her third full effort. I think she should be fairly pleased with that. Maybe not over the top. Another golfer that can come out with some stellar play, gets into those, into that final round pretty often, but then of course does have her moments beyond that, and that's with every single golfer. Wang Chun-sil teeing off for hole number 9. 552 meters to cover. Remember, it's the sun course for the out and the point course for the in. And it's quite a unique hole number 9. It's got a great challenge, 552 meters as we said. It's a wide open fairway, and the score really depends on the distance and direction of the tee shot, so that sets you up. It's best to aim between the stone wall, which is visible straight ahead, and the bunker on the right. But when attacking the green, that's what matters. You've got to keep in mind the area behind it is out of bounds. So you've got to be really, really careful with that. I think she's done fairly well here. So 213 meters the carry, and the curve about 8 meters. She's kept it pretty much safe on the fairways. Aiming for birdie here now is Ko Ji-yu. You really have to just concentrate a tad bit just to kind of get back to where she was originally in this event. Ryu Seung-hui, chance to move up to that 8 under. Oh, beautifully played, beautifully played. And she's the joint leader now. Big smiles for Ryu Seung-hui. Has really performed well. Bong Chun-sil, remember she hit that one out, so the provisional ball. Much better this time round. Much better. 214 meters. She's getting a bit of a curve on that. Will also have to do with the wind speeds. That's Bong Chun-sil. She's always called an on and off golfer. When she's on, she'll pull out the most stellar and impossible, well, shots. And there are some days when, well, she could just switch off. And it's a very strange thing because there are a few other, well, golfers who pretty much can do that. And then there are some golfers like Lee Ga-yong who maintain the same intensity right through the event. Kim Si-yoon aiming for birdie here on hole number 9. She's on a 2 under currently. So smiles for Kim Si-yoon. Should be happy. Well, just to have nailed it the way she would have wanted it. Cha Eun-woo meanwhile aiming for birdie on hole 10. Lee So-yeon aiming for birdie here. Chil is going through a few worries here with hole number 9. There are just days when, well, you, as I said, do hit a rough spot right in the midst of when things are going well. Kim Na-young has got a chance for a birdie, and that's well played by her. Very well played. So Bong Chun-sil, she's had a couple of stroke penalties there. She's on to her 4th effort, 308 meters to the hole. Still not onto her approach shot. Definitely will end up bogeying this if she plays it safe, that is. And hole 9 is just not turning out to be, well, her spot, her bright spot in that morning. I think she's just about landed on the beach. Started off with really good body language earlier. Well, sometimes you see those stooped shoulders, and you know, weather conditions can play a big part actually. Sometimes bright days mean a lot. You can look up and you see overcast skies. Almost looks like the setting from one of the science fiction movies where there's something coming at you. But so some golfers really thrive on that part. So the current leaders, of course, are Anjay Hero, Sungui and Yu Ayon with 8 under. And they, of course, have taken off that spot that was once held very steady for a period of time by Lee So-yeon. So Shinji Woo, Jaravi Boonchant, Lee So-yeon are in tied 4th with 7 under. And then you've got Ko Ji-won, Kim Na-young and Jung In-soon tied 7th with 6 under. And that's followed by a long list of the tied 10th, so with 5 under, which includes Hong Yoon-ji, Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Yi-bon, Yu So-yeon 2, Han Aryum, Jung Soo-bin, Choi Yoon-woo, Pak Hai-jun, Bang Shin-sil and Jung So-yi. Still a very healthy contest here, but the points seem to have dropped quite a bit. So do stay with us. The 15th KG Women's Open will just continue right here at the Sitting Point Country Club. And there's a lot still in store in round 2. Don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage. So Bang Shin-sil did not hit the beach. She sat on the border of it. And she's kind of salvaged that a little bit. Got herself back onto the green. Looks like it could either be a bogey or a double bogey for her. Bit unfortunate here. Things were just going smoothly, but well, here's someone who's been flying high, sitting as a joint leader up there with 8 under. Ryo Seung-wi will tee off for hole number 10. It's a par 4 for the asking. The charted distance, of course, is 351 meters. Now the lake surrounds the hole. You also got juniper and cypress trees on the path on the right. You've got to aim for the far left edge of the green for the tee shot, and that's pretty much what she did. Meanwhile, Jung In-soo onto her approach shot for hole 9. And this is that, well, trio, part of the trio, and, well, that hole that has troubled, well, Bang Shin-sil. Yuayon, who's also a joint leader, needs to get just out of the wire and back onto the course. She's onto her 18th hole. And these are times when, of course, I think Bang Chen-sil would really dig deep, and this is really how the intelligence of a golfer is always well tested, and you know, your skill sets. Well, aims for bogey on hole number 9. It's a bit of a tough ask, quite a distance to the Tin Cup. Well, I'm not going to hex it by saying anything. 14.1 meters to be precise. It's a bit of a slope downwards, as you can see. And I think that once you hit a bit of a rough patch, what really then does matter is how you can pull yourself together. Ryo Seung-hui, of course, has done fairly well. I don't think she's got any reason to really be concerned too much in today's event. She's played quite an exciting round so far. Lee So-yeon onto her second. She was in fantastic form yesterday. Did, of course, you know, just dip out of the grid a little bit, I think, Lee So-yeon. So Jang Yun-soo finishes with 37 on the out. She's still got the in to play for, and there's definitely got to be, well, a lot more that she can expect from it. Ko Ji-yu, meanwhile, onto her approach for hole number 10. Well, not entirely in control of that, but I have to say that is very, very good placement. Absolutely wonderful placement from her. Well, just had a little bit of a loose swing towards the end, and but still managed to keep it all together. I think that's a fantastic bit of work being done by her. Kim Shi-yoon on to her second stroke. She's had an interesting day, and that's the beauty of you know, some of her golfers. You see them step out of their zone, step into their own on days when you least expect it. Bangchan Seol finally glad to just get things over and done with after that, after those many challenges that she's had. Meanwhile, Kim Wo Jeong will need to get off the shoulder of the green. She's looking to earn a birdie here on hole 8. She's currently on a 1 under. Well, that's a very, very good effort from her. I would have actually expected that to find its way in, and she's just got a quizzical look on her face, and that has to do with the fact that that should have gone in for, well, all things said and done. She'll be happy to just finish that. Cha Yun-woo nails a birdie on hole 11. She's up to a 6 under. She's done very well yesterday. She finished with, well, 6 under, then dropped, of course, with a bogey on the first hole, which actually is probably one of the loveliest holes with all those cherry blossoms around. But here's Lee So-yeon aiming for a birdie on hole 8 to get back up to where she was as joint leader. Shi-yoon, meanwhile, will aim for birdie on hole number 10. That ball definitely shy of the dark, there's no doubt about it. And Jarvi Boonchant needs to come off the slope, 134 meters to the hole. That's for hole 11. Colorful cherry trees, flowering trees on the left. You've got to aim to the center of the fairway. That's what she did. It's a very challenging hole due to its length and overall uphill slope. From the second shot position, it's best to aim to the left, and that's what she's done. We do have a spot of rain. You can see the windbreakers out there. Ryo Seung-hui will be the first one to get one on. And here she is aiming for birdie on hole 10. Just a narrow miss there, and I've said this before, weather conditions can of course play truant to a lot of your efforts. The caddies do have their umbrellas up as well. And she'll keep that on par. She'll stay in that joint leadership position without any problems. Well, there are days when things will swing in your favor, and then there are days when things just won't. And I do believe that it's a bit of a heavy downpour as we speak. I do hope that that changes soon. Well, we were expecting a spot of rain to be, fair. And there are areas where it's, well, fairly dry. Yu Ah-yeon aiming for a birdie here on hole 18. There we have it. Well, the rain's pouring a bit. And there we have it, the current standings. Sanjay Hee with Roh Seung-hui and Yu Yeon at the top of the heap with 8 under. Shin Ji-woo, Jaravi Bunchant and Lee So-yeon in tied fourth with 7 under. And then, of course, you've got the others in there who pretty much follow suit. You still have, in tied 7, Ko Ji-won, Choi Yun-woo, Jung Yun-soo, Kim Na-young and Jung So-yi. Remember, Choi Yun-woo has joined them with that 6 under. And then you've got the tied 12th now, and that's a huge order with Hong Yoon-ji, Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Yi-bon, Yoo So-yeon, 2, Han Ah-ryum, Jung Soo-bin, Park Hae-jun, and they all sit with 5 under. So very, very interesting the way, things have panned out for the time being. So we shall, continue with the action. I think the rain has come down a tad bit heavy, and visibility, that's what matters most, and the visibility is affected, then we do know that. Our officials will take a call. So do stay with us, don't go anywhere, because there's still a lot more action to follow here. And it's always a good thing to have play continue. I'm all up for it. Definitely don't want any pauses in there. Yu Yeon, aiming for an on-par finish here for hole 18. Remember, she's a joint leader with that 8 under. She'll want to play it safe here. And that's just a Cuban for her. She'll finish it, of course. So she'll drop to a tied third. Remember, she's still got 9 more holes to play for. Bogey in there and a birdie in there on the out. And Roh Seung-hui, taking in the moment. She was the first one with the windbreaker on. She really is a superb golfer to watch in action. And there are some golfers who just have that X factor. Some who play with a certain predictable kind of game, and Roh Seung-hui is just one of those who does bring in that X factor. And this is the part where the caddy can be really your greatest support, especially when things get down. Let's say that you're up there among the joint leaders and then the weather conditions just mar or dull your spirits, you've got your caddies to uplift them back again. Bangchan Sil, she'll definitely want to come back from, well, just a bit of a blemish on the 9th hole. She'll try to well undo that damage with hole number 10. Jaravi Boonchant aiming for birdie on hole 11. She's at 7 under now. It's going to be a miss for her. I think she needed a bit more of a curve on there. Well, she's knocked off her skirt as well, and she's got a windbreaker on top and bottom. Reminds me of well, school days when we'd get our windbreakers on, well, pants as well as jacket. Used to be called wind cheaters when I was a kid, and sometimes, of course, just known as rain jackets or waterproof jackets. Jung Yun Soo teeing off for hole number 10, 351 meters, par 4 for the asking. Pakai Jun will aim for birdie on hole 11. Just a narrow miss for her. Meanwhile, Bangchan Sil seeking redemption here after that very challenging 9th hole. Wee will tee off now for hole number 11, par 4 for the asking. Well, Hollies do love that well, truck at the side, very beautifully done. Can actually shut into a normal fully closed truck, and the rain started to pour down really heavy now. Just gonna have a quick check on the weather conditions. Not that I'm the greatest with that. Wind speeds have dropped to about 1.2 miles, but from 2. Cloudy skies predicted. Temperature 24 degrees Celsius. It's dropped from where we started off the day. Meanwhile, Koji Yu will tee off. That's for hole 11. She's looking at 364 meters to cover. Very well played by her. Chai Carbin for a birdie here. Let's just get past the destination. Just very quickly wanted to run this by you. Last year's winner was Shindai, and she had a fairly decent day yesterday. And she got into a three-way playoff with Yu Hyun Jo and Han Bitna. And all of them, of course, were stuck on a score of 12 under. Yu Hyun Jo, pretty much on the second playoff, dropped out. But it was quite an interesting event because Shindai did win that. It was a hard-fought victory. So interesting to see what can happen here, today. Because round 2 will pretty much give us kind of a feeler of what to expect in the next 2 rounds. Wang Chen-sil on to her approach for hole 10. She's 3 under, remember, dropped a few points. 109 meters to the hole. She's gone in with a 50-degree wedge. Choi Carbin will have to settle for an even score here on hole 18. And that's exactly what she does. Ryo Seung-hui, second stroke for hole 11. .6 meters elevation. Well played by her. I think the officials were just gauging the situation because as long as visibility is not affected, that's pretty much okay. But Kim Si-yoon onto a second stroke, but it is pouring pretty heavy because you can actually see, the rainfall through those camera lenses, and it's quite a downpour, to be fair. And I think play will continue till the time that, visibility is there, and more importantly, till the time that I think the officials think it's safe enough for the golfers to be out there on the course. Ho Ji Yu onto her second stroke. It's kind of fantastic and very desirable to actually play a game of football, or soccer in the rain, and all footballers, except when it's really, high competition, you're representing a league, a club, or a country, just for warm up or for fun. All us lads love to play soccer or football in the rain. That's not the same with golf, because it alters everything in terms of your stroke play, your decision making, and more importantly, the actual mood itself, the temperament that you carry on the golf course. Some golfers thrive on this, some golfers, don't. It's over to Lim Hee Jong. She aims for birdie on hole 13. I think just a bit too much of a push on that, and she'll have to aim for an on-par finish. Well, I think the officials just waiting for the call back from the clubhouse. Sometimes it's the officials that will pause play, sometimes it's the players themselves that will ask for a look into what's happening. Lee So-yeon. She's in tied 6th now with that 6 under, but she'll be happy just to nail things. And I do admire her. Out of all the golfers, she's just stuck with her shots. Just got the windbreak on. It's not easy because along with the rain, you do get the temperature drops, of course, but naturally, and with wind speeds, you can get a bit of a chill on the skin, which is why you look at Kim Shi-yoon, Jaravi Booncham, they're all fully clothed or fully covered in waterproofing. Kim Shi-yoon goes next. Lim Hee Jong looking to finish on par here for hole 13. And she'll be happy to have finished what she started. Lim Hee Jong, of course, can feel the chill. If you just look at her, you realize that Jang Yun-so will go in for birdie next. This is on hole number 10. She's currently with a 6 under in tied 6th. And that is a worthy victory lap right amidst the downpour. Started with a bogey on the second hole, but here on the in, Well, she opens up with the birdie, and that's got to be a good one as she moves up to 7 under. Elsewhere on the course, she has Kanga Yul, and she aims for birdie on hole 18. She is currently with a 2 over, par 5 for the asking. Now that's just skip past the destination. Wang Sil aiming for birdie on hole 10 and just narrowly missing that. She'll have to settle for an on-par finish. Wang Sil goes next. So here we have it, Anje Hee and Ryo Seung-hui now at the top of that 8 under, and they are the 2 leaders. Shinji Woo, Jaravi Boon-chan, Jung Yun-soo and Yu Ah-yeon with 7 under and tied 3rd, and Ko Ji-won and Choi Yun-woo sit in tied 7th with that 6 under, where of course they are joined by Kim Na-young and Lee Soo-yeon 4, Hong Hyun-ji, Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Yi-bon, Yu Soo-yeon, Han Ar-yoon and Jung Soo-bin sit with 5 under in tied 11th. Well, the rain just letting up a little bit, and we do hope that it disappears. Jung In So will tee off for hole number 11. Yuayon needs to get out of a spot there. So things just beginning to look a little brighter. Of course, that rain has still continued, but as I said, visibility is very good. And if you can see Bong Chun-sil's face as clearly as I can, well, there's absolutely no problem. It hasn't been, well, her best day at the office, there's no doubt about it. But meanwhile, here we go. It's over to hole number 12. Choi Yun-woo will aim for birdie. Well, just past the destination, but well played. Dogwood trees surrounding the hole on the right, and the green, of course, as you can see, floats like an island in the middle of the lake. You've got to be very careful with club selection. You have to go in for long putts and be very, very precise with the direction of your putt. And that's how you saw Choi Yun-woo just miss out slightly. Yuayon will aim for an on-par finish for hole 1. And I think she'll have to settle for a bogey here. Choi Yun-woo also going through the motions. Just a narrow miss for her here. Nayeong will have to settle for a bogey here on hole number 10. Well played. Kim Nayeong, well, just finishing with a bogey rather than, well, getting it into another spot of trouble. We should be happy about that. Jarvi Boonchant going in with the 6-iron as she tees off for hole number 12. Well, as long as you can, well, tee off, keep yourself together, avoid getting into a spot of, well, trouble, avoid the beat, especially at this point of time, because with the rain, the sand does tend to get a bit cakey, and that ball's not going to move that easily when you try to get it out of there. One of those moments when you really want to, dig in as deep as you can, try and make things count. And I do believe that one of the good things here today is that the weather hasn't affected play, so that's worked well. KLPGA will look to finish on par for hole 11. And that's nicely finished. Long in two. That's hole 18. So the rain's let up a lot. It was just a bit of a rough spot in between, and I think that's going to work fairly well. Kim Shi-yoon looking to finish on par for hole 11. That's played well. Kim Shi-yoon will be happy not to have stretched it too much. Lee So-yeon. It's a bit of a distance from where she was originally, but she moves on to her approach shot to try and reclaim a bit of that the point lead that she had earlier. Wei will aim for birdie. And that's exactly what she's done. She's the leader now with 9 under, 3 birdies in there. She still has, well, 7 holes to play for. She's got that usual smile on her face. She's done well. And she's been the most controlled golfer here today. Erica Yoon Smith aiming for birdie on hole number 9. Erica Yoon Smith, she's well, Korean American golfer. She's already, well, grabbed the limelight. Pretty looking girl. She's a freshman. She comes actually from Orlando. Lake Nona High School. That's what she was in. Started playing golf fairly early. She was born, of course, in Seoul, Korea Republic. She's the daughter of Jung and Marty Smith. She's a business management major. A very, very interesting golfer. Probably about 25 years old now. Yep, she turned 25 in April. Not that I would be not very gentlemanly to give off a woman's age, but then I didn't ask. It's available for everyone to read. Jung In Soo onto her approach shot for hole 11. Yuayon aiming for birdie on hole number 2. Jung In Soo will finish what she started. So as you can see, it's dried up pretty much quite a bit. So most of the golfers, of course, have gone back to their shorts and skirts, and a few, of course, will still continue because there's puddles of water around. And Bang Shin-sil is pretty much back to her attire that she was in earlier. Ryo Chung-ri teeing off for hole 12, and she's kept her slacks on. I think well, sometimes it's just a bit of a bother. You really don't want to sit and change. And you want to continue with, well, whatever attire you've changed into, and I think that that's the right thing to do. Nicely played. Sung you not to hole 18. Just a narrow miss as it, well, just kisses the rim. Definitely a very good opportunity to make it count here. Koji Yu will go in to tee off for hole number 12. Definitely a crow who's enjoying the, well, the action here. Just hear him loud and clear. Choi Yun-woo's had a very, very interesting day today, and you know, some of us just failed to notice that well, these golfers do make a big difference. And it's great to see that, well, the rain's lifted. Could have almost sung I Can See Clearly Now. The rain is gone. A bit cliched, but it works. Jung In So, lane for birdie now. It's going to be a narrow miss for her. Jung Chun-sil will go on next. She needs to make this count at all costs. And that's well played by her. I was just talking about this. She can switch on and off. She can come out with stellar shots. That's what she does best, Jung Chun-sil. Yang Yun-seo needs to finish here to stop things going further south. And she'll aim for a bogey. Well, that's probably going to be a double bogey for her now. Ko Ji-yu aims for birdie on hole number 12. And she'll have to wait it out for another opportunity, there's no doubt about it. Well, in cricket you have the super soakers. Here, of course, to get those puddles up, you've got a couple of, well, the staff there just soaking up those puddles with sponge. Sung Yoon-ah aiming for birdie on hole 18. And I'm all for soaking up, well, the puddles as long as play continues. .33 on the out for Sung Yoon-ah. Roh Seung-hui will go next. She's got a windbreaker back on. Yang Yun-seo aiming for double bogey here. Did I say aiming? She had to survive that one. She's well finished with 39 on the out. I don't think that was really well the plan. But having said that, you still got to go with it. So here we are, Roh Seung-hui still at the top of the heap. She's got a healthy lead there with 11 under. An Jae-hee, of course, has finished off. She's in second, while Shin Ji-woo, Jaravi Boonchant and Jung Yun-soo are in tied third. Ko Ji-won and Ah Hyun will follow suit. It's going to be very interesting to see how these golfers really navigate through the motions now. Some of them having finished off, with the day's event. Some of them still very much, in the mix. And I do believe that what's important is to see, well, what they can come up with as they carry on. So what we're currently concentrating on is those that have not finished. Most of them have finished off their day's event, including many of the tied sixth. But if you go further down the order and the tied eighths, well, you've got a couple in there who are still very much in, well, the running. Jaravi Boonchant in tied third is still very much in there. She's only through hole 12, so she's got a chance to even finish at the top of the heap. Anything is possible. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of the 15th, well, KG Ladies Open. And this, of course, is being played in the 2026 calendar of the KLPGA. We are coming at you live from the Sinning Point Country Club. And this is round 2. Stay with us. Koji Yu teeing off for hole number 13. I don't know about you, but I do love the fact that we've been able to continue with play more than anything else. That's, well, so needed. It's been a good run for many of our golfers here today, but there have been, of course, changes. Jung In-soo currently 7 under as she tees off. Park Jun aiming for birdie on hole number 13. Haven't seen too much of her, but it's good to see her back in action. Just skips past the destination there. So Jaravi Boonchant goes next as she aims for a birdie. Remember, she's got a lot of holes to play for, 5.6 meters, and she can make an impact here. Well, almost did it for her. Very, very confident actually putt from her. She'll clean it up with an on-par finish. Yuhayeon goes next. Ryo Seung-hui, she's dropped to 9 under. She was ruling the roost for a bit, was right up there at the top, so she'll have to, we'll just rein it in a bit. And the rain had cleared up quite a bit, though I think it's just returned in spots. So Ryo Seung-hui, she's through hole 12. She's got 9 under. I do stand corrected. I said 11 under earlier, but she's got 9 under. Right at the top, An Jae-hee in second with 8 under. Shin Ji-woo, Jaravi Boonchant, and Jung In-soo tied third with 7 under. And this is turning out to be quite an event because you're looking at the tied 6th then where you've got Koji Won, Yuha-yeon, Hyung Yoon-ji, Koji Won and Yuha-yeon. And then you've got Hong Hyun-ji, Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Yi-bon, Yoo Sun-cheon to Hana Ryum, Jung Soo-bin, Choi Yun-woo, Park Hae-jun, Kim Na-young, Lee So-yeon, and Jung So-yi, who sit with 5 under in tied 8th. And I think that that's the group that's really going to make the difference as we progress through the day's event. So it'll be very interesting to see how they, fare in this entire event. Function still aiming for birdie now on hole number 12. Ryosungui, well, on a given day I would have thought she's looking for a few herbs to use in cooking, but not at this spot. Definitely searching for that ball. Jung In Soo gets close enough. A bit too much of club on that one. A bit of fair mail on it, if you ask me. Here's Sungui. Onto her. Well, third effort for hole 13. Needs to get out of a spot here. I think Bunch and Soul will be glad to just finish that. Nicely played here. Lovely view there, off the green from a distance. Jung In Soo onto hole 13, par 4 for the asking, 337 meters. She's currently on a 7 under. It's a very, very odd hole. It's got an uphill dogleg bend to the left, small rocky hill located on the left side of the fairway, bunkers in front of and behind it, and which add to the difficulty. It's best to aim your tee shot down between the bunkers. Ryu Seung-hui now did get herself out of a spot, but she looks like she's going to bogey this. She was going great guns till now. This is hole number 13, and that's of course the last stroke before the hole, but she's done well to place herself in and can actually avoid the blushes with just a bogey here. It's going to be interesting. On will land up with dropping points here, and that's what I said, the rain does change everything. Everyone was getting their putts right. There we go with another bogey. She's dropped to tight 7 with the 5 under, 2 bogeys on the in so far. KLPGA aiming for birdie on hole 13. She's just gone past the flagpole. Jaravi Boonchant, the third effort for hole 14. KLPGA goes next. Papai Jun on her third effort. Sungui will land up bogeying this. That's just salvaging a bit of a problem. She's still the joint leader with 8 under. She was the solo leader before this. A bogey on hole number 13, just changing things around. Well, lovely scenic shot. That wide angle really shows you those steps, you know, that kind of move upwards as layers that go upwards and uphill. Absolutely fascinating to watch, isn't it? And I do love that. Well, green just saddled in between two bunkers. It's a beach on the out, and then of course you've got the green and it's sandwiched in between, and then the waters. So Yon will go next. Chinsil. Got a lot to achieve here today. Has had a moment, has struggled through a bit, but she's come good so far. We will tee off next. And here we go with Choi Yun-woo, who's also, as I said, had a very interesting day. She's still stuck on that 5 under onto her approach shot here. Will just about make it to the green, and if that ball rolls towards the destination, well, it's rolled slightly away from it. But I do believe she's still got herself in very good stead as far as, well, the points are concerned. And if you can maintain that, 5 under and stay in that region, meticulous putt there, but still just falling a tad bit short. You can still hear the pitter-patter of the raindrops. And I think that that's very important at this point of time to know that, well, we've been able to continue with our play regardless of any problems. And that is much needed. Jeremy Boonchant aiming for birdie on hole number 14. Well, she was going great guns too as well, and then just had a bit of a drop there in the performance. And as I said, we do know that, well, the weather does change a lot of things. Chinsil just gauging the situation. And that's well played. Finally a sigh of relief for her. She's really struggled to keep things together. Roshingui back again. All eyes were on her for just a tad bit. She's still the co-leader with 8 under. That's going to be a second shot for hole 14. Jung In So will finish on par there for hole 13. She'll keep that 7 under intact for the time being. So just to remind you once again, of course, this is it's really the point course on the in and the sun course on the out Koji-yu. Second effort for hole 14. Moon Jung-min will go next as she aims for a birdie on hole 14. It's doable. Just needs to be careful of that slight bend. And, it was always going to be tricky, but she can settle for an on-par finish. So currently, as it stands, of course, we're back to pretty much Ryo Seung-hui still dominating the top there, but now, of course, she has to share that spot with An Jae-hee. Both are on 8 under. An Jae-hee's finished today's proceedings. Shin Ji-woo, Jaravi Boonchant, and Jung In-soo with 7 under form the trio in that tied third. And then, of course, you've got 6th place Koji Won, who's also finished her day's event. But let's look at the tied sevens. Hong Hyun-ji, Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Bon, and Yoo So-yeon to Hana Ryum and Jung Soo-bin have all finished their day's event, but the remaining Choi Yun-woo, Park Hae-jun, Yoo Ah-yeon, Lee Se-yeon, Kim Ha-yeon, Jong So-yi are still very much in the running and can do better. So very interesting, yeah. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, as the 15th KG Open in the KLPGA 2026 continues right here at the Sunning Point Country Club.
나사 풀린 것 같아. 다시 한번 쪼여볼게. 일단 한번 쪼여도 봐야.
Good shot.
I do like the way that Ryo Seung-hui has actually, well, picked up the pieces and just got on with, the action. Absolutely no change as far as that is concerned. And I think that works very well in the long run. Go to you. We'll aim for birdie next on hole 14. And I think she'll look to clean it up with an on-par finish. Definitely a better option. Jung In So with her second shot. It's going to be interesting to see how she fares because she's been able to keep it fairly consistent to most part of the day. Weather conditions have improved for all of us, which of course always serves better. Meanwhile, Bang Chun Sil with her second effort for hole 14. And she gets a good bit of distance on the fairways. Park Hae-jun with her approach for hole 15. Well, that's a lovely view with the waters there in the front. Almost looks like a watercolor painting on a canvas. Very well done. Lovely evening hues in there as well. Always thank our cameraman for some great shots that we get. Lim Hee-jung with the third effort for hole 18. Very good placement from her. Bang Chun Sil will go next. That's her third effort. And that is terrific placement from Bang Chun Sil. Up next, Jung In So with her third effort for hole 14. That approach would mean 104 meters for her. It's over to Choi Yeon-woo. We'll need to find a birdie here on hole 16. She's at 5 under currently. Gets it close enough and on par. Looks like a better option here. Yoon Se-lin teeing off for hole number 12. It's back to Bang Shin-sil. Ryo Seung-hui will tee off now for hole number 15.
여기 너무 잘 돼.
I think one of the bright spots for us here today is that all the golfers who were just struggling a tad bit, when it rained down, and they're just reining it in now, and pun intended, but actually pulling it back in. Chang Yun-seo goes next. Some of them finding form, getting those on-par finishes, getting those birdies, and slowly Chang Yun-seo narrowly missing out on 1 year. So interesting times for our golfers, and it's overcoming these challenges. Especially the your greatest obstacle is always going to be the weather if it kicks in and it's in a bad mood. Choi Eun-woo still on that 5 under.
잘 쳤다. 잘 쳤다. 근데 오르막이.
And after that terrific placement there, now it's Bang Shin-sil. And once again, narrowly missing out on a birdie. And that's a stubborn little ball there. She's still on 3 under. Will have to settle for an on-par finish. Jarvi Boonchant will tee off for hole 16. Yang Hyo-jin gets herself back onto the green. That's a well-crafted shot, very well crafted. We'll have to settle for an on-par finish. There's no doubt about it. And she'll be happy about that effort. Yoon Lin up next. Sinning Point Country Club, just in case you weren't aware of it or you haven't been here before. Well, it's based right here in Gwonro 51 Byonggil, Baigam-myeong, Cheongu, Yongin-si, Gyeonggi-do, Korea Republic. And as the name suggests, of course, you can enjoy golf, while there's normally warm weather and a cool breezes at the same time. And it's through all 4 seasons. Park Hae-jun tees off for hole 16. Now, as the name suggests, of course, it is a very interesting course. It's located close to the Yeongdong Expressway. the Jumbo Expressway and the Sojong Kocheon Expressway. Very easy to access it, and a lot of well, the charm in this whole course is the ever-changing nature of the four seasons and the harmony of the natural flora and fauna around. Ryo Seung-hui, the second approach or her approach shot for hole 15. Kim Si-yoon, second effort for hole 15. Lee Jong. It's going to be a fourth effort. Was expecting a birdie there. Just finished off with 35 on the out, 35 on the in, and a 1 under. Was hoping to finish with a birdie there. Go to you will go next. Second effort for hole 15. Wonderfully done by An Ji-yoon to finish with a birdie. 35 on the out, 37 on the in, and a 1 over for her. So,
shot.
and hole 15 could be the turning point for her.
고맙습니다.
Bong Chun-sil, Jung In-so, they've all had, well, I think, a few stories to tell in today's event, and that's been the interesting part. That's what golf is all about, isn't it? It's about the stories you write from each tournament. Bong Chun-sil will tee off now for hole 15. It's a par 4 for the asking. Not the easiest of holes to play, hole number 15. We've got red and yellow mushroom shelters. There's a beautiful apathy forested. Pretty much looks like a fairy tale scene at times when you're standing on the teeing ground. The fairway appears narrow, but actually it's quite spacious. If you get too far to the right, the mountain will block the view of the green, making your second shot very difficult. Green has mounds on the left and the back. Kim Si-yoon now for hole 15. Oh, that's just narrowly missed out. Narrowly missed out. Lindsay Lynn looking to finish on par here. I think she'll just need to nudge that ball a little bit. Liu Xinghui aiming for birdie on hole 15. This will serve her well if she can nail it. She'll have to settle for well, an on-par finish there, Liu Xinghui. All really depends now on how well our golfers navigate through their challenges, and this has been a very, very important one for us as we cruise along. A little bit of coaxing and that'll do the job, so that's what you really require. Park Hae-jun now gets off the shoulder onto the green. It's going to be a tough ask, of course, to get that sorted. She was aiming for, I would say, a birdie on all counts. Liu Xinghui looking to finish on par here. Jarvi Boonchant, chance for a birdie on hole 16. That's a big ask here, good bit of a distance, and that's going to just curve away a little bit. Well, the rains continue to come down in, bits and pieces, spots here and there, but it hasn't been good enough to mar play, and I think that that's the important part. It's all about being able to get on with, the action here, because you don't want any delays. You definitely don't want to have, well, any stalled play of any sort. So I think that that works better for the golfers as well.
근데 하늘 보면 포기여가지고 힘 바로 보고 딱 치면 될 것 같아.
Jung In-so, hole number 15, a second shot.
그 거리만.
Just a little bit of coaxing from the fans might sometimes help, not always. Sill was still trying to get a hold or get in control of the game here today. So while the challenges continue, it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out. So he getting close enough. And I think there's just a little bit of trouble here for, well, Jung So-hee. She did have a birdie there on hole 11, then just struggled a little bit on hole 12. And what started off as a very, very easy day, of course, has gone into, it's almost like the third round or the final round. Most of the golfers now a little bit cautious. Park Hae-jun will want it to finish on par, and she's got a wish. I think that'll just kind of make her a happy camper for the time being. All said and done, I think our golfers are going to take stock of, you know, how things have panned out for them today. So An Jae-hee and Roh Seung-hui still at the top of the heap there with that 8 under. Shin Ji-woo, Jarabi, Boonchant and Jung Yun-soo in tie third with 7 under. Ko Ji-won and Jung So-hee now will follow suit with 6 under. The contest is heating up here, and we are going to see a very different result from what we probably would have been expecting, you know, in this event. So I think that that's the interesting part, because you never really want to see, well, things pan out the way you would have speculated they would. And sometimes, of course, things can turn out very different. So we will find out as we get on with the day. There's still a good bit of play left in this event. Bangchan she's really had a lot more of the rough than she has of the fairways here today. I said this earlier, now just next to that rocky incline. Lovely setting though for a pitcher. And there's just a bit too much of club on it this time. So Bangchan bit of a hard knock. Park Hae-jun gets ready. That's her approach shot for hole 17. Well, decent enough to get onto the green. I'm sure she would have liked to have got it a bit closer to, well, the flagstick. Choi Yun-woo next. She's got a chance to finish with an on par here. That's nicely played. Jaravi Boonchant needs to get out of the cat box here. I think it's moments like this where you just want to, well, get a little bit closer. And Jung In-so's had quite a few of them today. Ryo Seung-wi. Chance for a birdie on hole 16 to take the outright lead once more. Well, that would have been such a confident putt, and I think just a little bit too much of risk maybe on that. And Bangchan we're just getting to a day, I'm sure it's been a terrible nightmare for her here today. On Jin Young. Oh, that's beautifully played. And it's moments like this that can just provide a bit of joy after a double bogey in there. Finishes with a birdie. 37 on the out, 37 on the in, and a 1 over. But what a way to end. And that, of course, does mean that you will just be happy to have finished off with an easier moment. Zhou Seung-hui looking to finish on par. Just missed out on a birdie earlier. And, well, she's pretty much kept it together, so she'll maintain her score for the time being. She did have the outright lead for just a little bit, but that was nullified later on. Jaravi Boonchant aiming for birdie on hole number 17. Chance here for her. The joint leader. Oh, beautifully played. And Jaravi Boonchant now, the co-leader, she's kept a clean sheet right through, and right here on hole 17, she does find a birdie. She's got another opportunity to finish off with another birdie on hole 18, and that could put her in the outright lead. It's turning out to be all a bit exciting here now. Choi Yun-woo, meanwhile, is on hole 18. So 37 on the out, 37 on the in. Choi Yun-woo, of course, bogey is the last one to finish with 4 under. That's a great follow through. Good bit of body movement in there as well from Ryo Seung-hui. It's tee off time back again. Jung In-so will tee off for hole number 16. Remember, this is a 4-day event being played here at the Stunning Point Country Club. Ko Rae-yeon will go on to, well, her approach shot for hole 9. She's got a 1 under currently. .70 meters is what we're looking at. Function Sil tees off for hole 16. Well, amidst all the challenges, and well, there we go. It's Just landed on the rough, but it's not as bad as some of her, well, previous tee-offs were, so she will have to survive this day. So Anjahi, well, still pretty much ruling, well, the roost there with Jeremy Boonchant and Ryo Seung-wi all on 8 under. The top Shin Ji-woo, of course, does follow suit. Things have changed a lot in terms of the standings, and if you look at the current standings, in that tied 4th, Shin Ji-woo and Jung In-soo with 7 under. Then you've got 2 in the tied 6th with Ko Ji-won and Jung So-yi with 6 under. And then you've got the tied 8th with Hong Yoon-ji, Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Yi-bon, Yoo So-yeon, Han Ryum, Jung So-bin, Ji Han-sol, Yoo Ah-yeon, and Song Yoo-na. So it's back to the greens as Bong Chun-sil well gets ready. And that's got to be a good bit of joy finally. Well, sigh of relief too. Much needed here, and well, while Bong Chun-sil has done fairly well on the other end, of course, we are going to find out what's happening with the other golfers. Ryo Seung-wi here, currently the joint leader, second stroke for hole 17. Very artistic well shot from her. Well, that's very, very well placed. Beautifully done. Jaravi Boonchant. It's going to be a second effort for hole 18. Jung In So just missing out on a birdie here. Koreon looking to finish on par, and that's exactly what she does. Just saves herself the blushes. That's so important at a time like this. You just want to finish as best as you can. It's been an interesting day for her. Here's Jung In So, will also finish on par. Go to you. Wants to finish on par for hole 17. Good opportunity for her to do that here. And we'll land up bogeying that. Longson still tees off. She's made a good comeback, morale-wise. She's done very, very well. Park Hae-jun goes next. She's been a bit silent for most part of 2026, Park Hae-jun, and well, not really intentional. But if you look at some of the big winners that we've had this year, Seokyu Rim, of course, was the star who the spotlight was on yesterday after having won the previous 2 weekends, the championships, and she's had 4 wins so far this year. So this was expected to be a consecutive hat-trick or her 5th championship. Jung In So will tee off now for hole 17. So Lim Jin Yong, Ko Ji Won, Kim Min Sol, Kim Min Sun, Lee Won, Yoo Hyun Jo, Kim Hyo Jo, Bang Shin Sil, Jaravi Boonchant, Park Min Ji, Seokyu Rim, and Ko Ji Yoo, Lee Dae-yeon, Jung In So as well. They've all been, well, winners right through the year. So Bang Shin Sil has won 1 event, and if you look back at this year, she'll always feature on there. She won the Doosan match play on the 17th of May. Jaravi Boonchant too won her first KLPGA this year. That's her 3rd effort now. And that's beautiful placement from Jaravi Boonchant. Ryo Seung-hui will go next as she aims for birdie on hole number 17. Well played by her. She really has had a very, very interesting day. Ryo Seung-hui, there's no doubt about it. Jihan Sol goes next. Remember last year, Shinda-in, Yoo Hyun-jo, and Han Bitna were in that three-way playoff. It was won by Shinda-in. Yoo Hyun-jo finishing, of course, well, she had 5 on the second playoff, and she, of course, dropped into second position, if I'm not mistaken. And Han Bitna finished, well, third best or second runners-up. Park Hae-jun looking very somber in full black. Another interesting golfer, really, really tall golfer. There's Bang Chun-sil. She's going with an 8 iron for that approach on hole 17. Needs to get across those bunkers. Jihan Sol. And hole number 9. It's going to be a full effort. And that slipped out at the wrong time. Jihan Sol finishes with 36 on the out, 34 on the in, 5 under, and I think she's pretty much pleased with that performance so far. And that's what's really needed at this point of time. Jung In-soo will go next. That's the second effort now. Jaravi Boonchant to go next as she aims for birdie on hole 18. Jaravi Boonchant finishes with an 8 under, tied second. It's been a very, very consistent performance from her. And here we go with Ryo Seung-hui ready to tee off for hole 18. Well played. Park Hae-jun will go next. So 4 under is what she finishes with, 37 on the out, 37 on the in. We're pretty much coming to the end of day's play here, and with Ryo Seung-hui teeing off for, well, hole number 18. That'll pretty much, well, tell us a bit of a story. Jung In-soo. Function Sil. Chance for a birdie on hole 17. Lee So-yeon. She's up to 3 under. It's a far cry from where she was yesterday as she tees off here. Here's Wee onto approach shot for hole 18. Function Sil. And she'll keep that to an even score with a smile on her face. Jang In-so also does fairly well here. Beautiful wide angle shot there that gives us pretty much a layout of some of the course, which is quite a sprawling course by itself. Here's Wee now with her approach shot for hole 18. Good bit of form, nice follow through there. Hyun on to her third effort. So that is beautiful placement, just what is needed. Well, needed at the right time, if you ask me. Langston Sil will go next. that's a good bit of power behind that. Takes it all the way to the top. Should be happy about that. Will change here. Function sill.
왼쪽 다 우측 끝 느낌이 제일 좋을 것 같아요.
And 6 meters, that's the distance. 9-meter curve. On hole number 6, as we saw earlier, it was Yu De Guillaume as she was aiming for birdie. Very nicely done. And on hole number 10, it was a different story. And that narrowly missed out. And on hole number 7, Kim Woo-jung well, almost nailed the birdie, and there are most of those that have missed out on the opportunity here today. Then on hole number 10, would have been a decent finish, but once again just falling short. So a couple of our lads will, a couple of our ladies missing out on all the birdies here. Well, almost does it for that one. Smiles all around. So those are some of our notable players to watch out for. Now it's Lee So-yeon. She looks for a birdie on hole 16. She was really the outright leader getting into this event today. It's had a few ups and downs, a few changes.
그럼 괜찮을 것 같아. 라이트보다만 20%만 안 떨어지면 괜찮아요?
Jung In So onto her second effort for hole 18. She's punched that nice and strong. That was the intent. Just to gain a good bit of ground. A lot of the stroke play on the fairways has involved going in for the long shots with good reason. Now, of course, here's Liu Xingwei. So to a fourth effort for hole 18. And that's just about skipped the surface. So Liu Xingwei finishes with 34 on the out, 35 on the in. She's had about 4 birdies and a bogey, and as leader with 9 under. It's been a superb performance from her. Up next, it's Bang Chun-sil. She's definitely one of the finer golfers we've seen, in our days. Still young, still very, very exciting to watch. Does have her moments, and today I do feel for her. She's had to struggle a bit, but she's come good. She's just kind of found her way back. Oh, that is nicely played. Very nicely played by Koji Yu. 35 on the out, 39 on the in, but she finishes there with a birdie. Had 4 bogeys on the in. Yu Ayon look to finish with the birdie here on hole 9.
그럼 오히려 나는 우측이 확실하게 바뀌는 거지. 왼쪽으로 가면 칠이 조금 좋고 그게 훨씬 나아. 완전 두 개만 안 들어가면 그리고 끝.
Jung In So. It's going to be a third effort. It's well placed by her. Erika Yoon-Smith, spoke of her earlier. She's on hole 16. She's got a 2 over score. Definitely liked it to have been a tad bit better. Still walking with her caddy. Meanwhile, yes, Yu Yon, she looked to finish on par there, and that's exactly what she does. So 65 in round 1, 74 in round 2. She's still carrying a 5 under score, and we will see her back in round 3, which is a good thing. And a view of the clubhouse, absolutely pretty there, with the logo as well, the KG, well, branding overlooking the entire area there. Very well done. Wang Shensil will look to finish, well, her day well. Meanwhile, here's Erica Yoon Smith aiming for birdie on hole 16. And that's just skipped. So Erica Yoon Smith was still with that 2 over score. Chang In So will go next as she aims for birdie. So Jung In So finishes with a birdie and a smile on the face. 37 on the out, 34 on the in, and an 8 under. That's a very, very healthy score to finish the day with, and I think she'll be happy. She lingered on that 7 under for a lot, and here she is. Finally, that fist bump and that victory, well, sign will say it all for her. So interestingly, as we're looking at it currently, you've still got, well, Ryo Seung-hui, who finished, top of the heap there with that 9 under, but there are a whole lot of other chasers just behind her that will make the difference here tomorrow. Weather conditions have improved, and I've been really, it's one thing that's made me really happy in spite of the heavy rain, that spot of heavy rain. It was really bucketing at that point of time, but well, things remain steady. Wind speeds up to about 1.9. At the max they were at 2 miles today. Rain still predicted, but it's fine if it happens later in the day. It was at about 0.50 millimeters rainfall, and temperature has still hovered at about 24 degrees Celsius. Wang Shensil looks to finish on par for hole 18, and this should be, well, decent enough for her. She dropped a lot of points today, and I couldn't feel happier for her just to have finished there without a negative. Well, had a double bogey and a bogey, 3 birdies in there, 3 unders what she finishes with, 36 on the in. So here we go. That's the final look. Ro Seung-hui finishing with 9 under at the end of round 2. An Jae-hee, Jung Yun-so and Jaravi Boonchontan tied second with 8 under. Shin Ji-woo in 5th with 7 under. Ko Ji-won and Jung So-hee with 6 under and tied 6th. And Hong Yoon-ji with 5 under in tied 8th. Hong Yoon-ji, of course, is joined by her other companion Sung Yoo-jin, Choi Yi-bon, Yoo Se-yeon-tu, Ji Yeon-sol, Yoo Ah-yeon, Han Ari-yoon, Jung Soo-bin and Song Yoo-na. And they are all sitting there, of course, in that tied 8th position. And then you've got the tied 17th, which is pretty much a long order. Seokyu Rim, who was in the spotlight, is in there. She still will be in probably tomorrow as well. She's got a 4 under score. So let's Shin Dae-in, last year's winner, is also still in the running with a 4 under. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow in round 3, because that's when everything gets trimmed off. Of course, at the end of today, half of these golfers will have exited the contest. So right here from the Sitting Point Country Club, where we were coming at you live in the 15th KG Women's Open, it's time for us, of course, to take a bit of a breather today and to get back to the action tomorrow. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. It's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here. And from John Kim, the producer, and the entire crew that worked relentlessly on the event, it's time for us to say bye-bye for now. Catch you again tomorrow.